What's going on? Today I figured I'd go over some of the light mods I added to my Yamaha R7. So we'll start with the brake light modulator here. So I got a custom Dynamics brake light modulator. So I'll show you what that looks like. So that is supposed to strobe for 7 seconds and then it goes solid. So again, that's for added safety, visibility. You know, the strobe hopefully will catch someone's attention if they're not already paying attention. The other things I added were these Denali daytime running lights. So actually, they don't look too bad. They actually kind of look pretty cool, I think, in my opinion. The bike looks really good with the traditional headlights here, but actually the added DRLs are pretty good looking in my opinion. So again, that's for added safety. There is some studies around that. You'd have to look it up, but they did a study on trains because people, even though trains had lights on them, people weren't seeing them for some reason, and they found that a triangle pattern of lights actually works best for drivers noticing. So what this does is that adds two, and then when you got the headlight on from a distance, this is kind of like a big light from a distance, and then you add the two to kind of make the triangle. And so, you know, just added safety. I wanted to prioritize safety mods, visibility stuff over kind of aesthetics or performance stuff. So yeah, the way these hooked up were, I kind of had to feed these through up here, and they actually come, the wires come through here, they go through the frame over here, and they actually splice or tap into some of the wires here. So I had to look at the Yamaha R7 service manual, not the owner's manual, but I actually had to buy the service manual to figure out some of the wiring. So they're actually in here, and those weren't too bad to put together. The brake light modulator was pretty easy because all the wires you need are right under here. So you just take the seats off and you can get to it and splice it in. So the last thing I added, which, you know, I say it's for safety. I'm sure people will think that it's not, but I added a engine light kit system for night riding. I try to avoid night riding, but I do night ride sometimes, so I wanted to give myself the most presence on the road as I can from a visibility perspective. So I mounted the switch right in here, so you just it just taps on like that. So it actually doesn't look, it looks pretty cool. I think it's pushing a gray area on the legality of it in my state, but I have gone by several cops, including one that was behind me, and just changed lanes and passed me. So I haven't had any issues yet. I think as long as you're not driving like an idiot, they shouldn't bother you too much. But so yeah, there's 5 lights and 5 LED strips on each side. Hopefully the light's not too bright on the GoPro, but yeah, I got some mounted under here to try to point down on here. And then I got some mounted up in there. I got one mounted up in here. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. The wiring on that was awful. I was up to like 3 a.m. the one night trying to get it done. Essentially, each individual strip has a long insulated tubing with 2 wires in it for each LED, a ground wire and then the positive. So you essentially have to mount these, then you have to wire it all the way back to the seat and use these like wire clamps, and you got to put it all together and then get it on the battery. It was kind of a big pain to do, but I'm glad it's done. So for all 3, the brake light, the daytime running lights, and the engine light, a shop quoted me like $600 just to install them, and I already had spent like $300 on the lights, so I ended up doing it myself. I've never done wiring before, but it turned out pretty good. I just had to take my time, read the service manual, the wiring diagrams. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. I'll go ahead and turn the lights off here in the garage and see how that shows up on the camera. But yeah, so it gives a good presence on the street, I think, at night, which makes me feel a little more comfortable driving around at night. So yeah, so I think that's going to be it for light mods. We have a winter season here, so my plan is to I'll probably be done for this season and just enjoy the bike. And then next season I want to get a exhaust. I'm not sure what brand I'm gonna go with, but I might get a Fender Eliminator. But yeah, so I did try making, so I have a tutorial video on my channel about installing this. I did put together some videos of this install and the DRL's install. It was such a trial and error project for me that I didn't feel good about showing people how to do it, because yeah, I'm not a mechanic or I don't do wiring, so I didn't want to lead anyone astray. So I'm not going to post those. I already deleted the videos. For these, I guess the one thing I will say that worked out pretty good is I made sure to keep all the LED strips on the frame, and I only mounted them in places where I could run the wiring along the frame and along other wiring harnesses in here, with the idea that you can strip down the bike and not get in the way. That was like a big thing. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to interfere with some of that stuff. The one mistake I made was on this switch in here. I was looking for a flat surface. I couldn't mount it on this frame piece because it just wouldn't stick good. So I found this flat piece and I thought it was a metal piece. This is right here, and I should have put it here, but I put it here, which is actually this panel here. So that was a mistake. So if I ever have to take that off or get my bike worked on, I'll have to give them a warning to kind of take it off slow. But yeah, the switch is super easy and works great. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about install, if you're doing some of this stuff, I can definitely try to answer, or I can link to where I bought the service manual, which was through Yamaha, and try to give some advice. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and if you're planning to add any mods to your bike. And also, I'm going to be doing a 1,000-mile review on the R7 coming up, so if you want to see that, if you subscribe and keep notifications on, that'll be the best way. Other than that, I just got my 600-mile service done on the bike. which I might make a video on, but there's nothing too significant to talk about. But yeah, thanks for watching today, and see ya.